So ICEA volleyball was about a week ago, and I think it was one of the most enriching experiences that I've ever had at IST before. I'm really impressed with the fact that the whole school got together, and we had so much team spirit, and we managed to pull off such a big event. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out because a lot of people from other schools were talking to me, and they were telling me how they were very, very impressed with the way that we had gone about it. They were impressed that the social media was on point, which was something that I was very happy about because I had controlled the Facebook page, I controlled the Snapchat page, and I controlled the Instagram page. And I was very, very keen on updating that regularly, and also putting up new posts so that people that are not at ISD, people that are from different schools, AISJ, AISL, Mozambique, everywhere, they actually had access to what was going to go on during ICEA. And we also had a countdown. So we started from about 20 days or so, 20 days to ICEA, and that went really well because we used the spirit wall to take a lot of pictures and put it up there and get people very excited and pumped for ICEA. Moreover, we had to use Snapchat a lot, and I think this was very successful because on Snapchat we had these little snippets of different videos, and everybody, like, I used to get about 300 to 400 people watching those Snapchats every day, and people would be on it immediately, like right after I would post to Snapchat. A lot of students from other schools, in fact even ISD, were looking at the Snapchats. They were very eager to see what was going on at ICEA and to feel as if they were actually a part of ICEA, whether they were there or not. I think another thing that was really successful was the live streaming, as well as the updating of the scores. I think that everybody was working together to actually update the scores, and the management team was there at all times. If somebody had to leave, then there was another person that stepped in to actually to record the scores. It was a very, very difficult task because phones die out, battery, there's not enough charging stations for everybody to use, but everybody was very kind and understanding, and we would use each other's devices and work off battery powers and everything to keep everything running. And I don't think we missed a single game's Snapchat video recording. I don't think we didn't update the scores on time. I think everybody was working on doing something or the other, and we all covered up for each other, even though it may not necessarily have been our job. So I think that went really well, and I think that everybody was very, very tired once it was over because we were so exhausted from running everywhere. Like, as for example, I know that I was working on social media, but then at the same time I was helping a lot of team managers who, for example, they had to do scoring because somebody else wasn't there for scoring, so they had to do that job, and then I helped as a team manager. There was another time where I had to help photograph some of the players because a camera wasn't working, and I had to go step in for them. And there was another time where I had to do a lot of the scoring. I was constantly updating the scoring, and that wasn't technically my job. My job was to work on Snapchat and Instagram, and I ended up doing a lot of the scoring, which was quite good. I actually enjoyed being there at all moments, paying attention to the game. And I think the team spirit was very, very, very high. And even though IST came 7th place, I think everybody was very supportive. I think that we all did a wonderful job. And I really think that Ben especially has worked really hard to get this thing running well. I think that our closing ceremony was a little bit longer than, should have been. But I think other than that, everything ran very smoothly, and the social events were a lot of fun. I think it was great that we got to meet a lot of new people, and that everybody who isn't a player, I sort of felt like they were involved nevertheless. And I'm really glad that I took up this job because I got to meet a lot of new people. I've got to make a lot of friends that I will probably remember for quite a few years, and I think that it just allowed me to become more involved with the community. I met a lot of people. I spoke to a lot of people that I hadn't actually spoken to before at school. They've been at school. They've been around me for a lot of time, but I've never had a conversation with them, face to face, and for a long time. And actually, for the first time, I'd actually spoken to a lot of people that I had never spoken to before, despite being in so many classes with them. And I think this was actually very wonderful. So I think that the event as a whole turned out really nicely, and I'm really looking forward to hosting GISS as well. And I think that IST has grown a lot in terms of spirit, and I hope that we have the same spirit and the same support and the same management as we had for ICEA. So.